Hi guys. This is my third time trying to film this. I know it's been a minute since I last posted, and I know I said I was going to be more regular. I guess regular posting for me is going to be more like once a month at this point. We'll see if I can do more frequently, but right now that's kind of my goal, is once a month. So, I have a good reason for being gone for a month. And I will talk about that, and I will give some advice that I learned from it. So, like you guys saw in my last video, and if you didn't watch my last video, I will link it down below. I spent the entirety of Harry's life from December of 2019 when he was born through the coronavirus pandemic, or I guess through part of it, because I guess we're still in it, right? All the way until actually a couple days after I posted my last video, being unemployed. I had lost my job during my maternity leave, and I spent Harry's life as a stay-at-home mom. And now I can tell you that I am a pre-K teacher, so a pre-kindergarten teacher. So I teach 4 and 5-year-olds at a private school in my town. So I'm probably like 5 minutes that way from my house and 9 minutes from Harry's daycare, which is amazing. Not gonna complain, but honestly, that's about the only good thing about this job. I've quickly learned that pre-K is not the age group that I'm meant to teach. As much as I love little kids, 13 of them who fight over toys and don't know how to get in line and things like that, not my cup of tea. I really enjoyed my student teaching experience in 2nd grade. I was actually teaching there, and that's something I'm not doing now. And I was grading and I was lesson planning, and I just felt like I was doing a ton. So hopefully long term I will get back to like 2nd grade, or even maybe a little bit higher, maybe like 3rd or 4th. Other than that, being a working mom for the first time ever, and the working mom of a toddler in daycare, is very interesting. So my advice, or I guess advice, as someone who's been doing this for a month, my single mom advice, and something I just wanted to chat with you guys about today, is where your priorities lie as a single working mom. So I think I've said this before in different videos, that I went into motherhood with kind of rose-colored glasses and an idealistic view of how it was going to be. And I think in general, I'm kind of idealistic as a person about most things. So I still have a very idealistic view of, you know, what mothering 2 kids and 3 kids and potentially more than 3 kids, don't come for me, what that will look like. But I think I was kind of naive going into being a working mom, and what that would entail. And actually, I will say right now, I am super, super lucky as a working mom, as a single mom. You guys know we live with my parents, and my mom actually does drop off at daycare. So she's amazing. And, you know, because we live with my parents, duties like cooking and cleaning and things are split among 4 adults. You know, my parents, my brother, and I. So I'm very fortunate that while I am a single mom and while Harry is my sole responsibility, I do have a lot of great help with him. And I definitely don't take that for granted at all. So I know I'm coming from this in a different place than some other single moms, by choice or not. that, I'm living in this kind of multi-generational household and I have extra hands and eyes and things like that. So I'm just putting that out there before I say anything. I think I kind of went into being a working mom, especially a working mom so close to home and with teachers' hours, because I work 7:30. I think I'm contracted from 7:20, I think, to 2:40 in the afternoon is my contract. So, they're pretty great hours. If he was in school, they would be ideal hours. Being in daycare, it was a little difficult to kind of finagle drop off. So my mom does that, and that's been working out really well. Harry has been thriving in daycare. He's loved it so much. He gets so excited in the morning to go. When I say goodbye to him to go to work, I leave before he does. I'll give him a kiss on the forehead and I'll say, Mama's going to work, bye-bye. And he just goes, bye-bye. And my mom has told me he carries his little lunchbox out. And when I pick him up, he carries his lunchbox to the car home. So it's just very sweet. He's just incredibly excited and he's thriving. He's making so many friends. It's more than I could ever hope for him. I'm so happy with this. I'm so happy with his daycare provider. She's amazing. I will say, this is no fault of her own, of course, but we had a COVID scare in daycare during, I think it was the second week. I want to say it was the second week. So I picked him up that Monday of the second week of daycare and the third week of my school, first full week. And the week after Labor Day, whenever that was. And Monday went great. And then that night, his daycare provider texted me that her sister had been exposed to COVID. So they had to close to get tested. So I had to tell my principal that I wasn't going to be in on Tuesday. And that went on Wednesday that week, Thursday, and Friday. And on Friday, I found out that there was a confirmed case. So the daycare was quarantined. All the daycare kids were quarantined for 10 days. And it started the last time that child had been in. So it was a week earlier. So I was out of school for the whole next week too, going back on Friday. So I was basically out for almost 2 full weeks of school at the very beginning of the school year. And that's where the advice comes in. I had a very idealistic and naive view that being a working mom was going to work out because I had childcare and, if anything happened, my mom could potentially split taking time off with me. And then I realized my mom just went back to work after having major open heart surgery, so she can't take the time. And when your childcare has a pandemic incident, which we're in COVID times, that happens, you got to make a decision about where your priorities lie as a parent. And it was no contest for me, and I'm sure most parents it would be no contest for. I took the time off, and I used, I think, all of my time for the school year. And my principal started getting really annoyed with me. She has since been monitoring me more closely and kind of nitpicking some things, which I'm not super happy about. But in all honesty, I'm not super happy in this school anyway. But you guys know I applied to so many places that beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, I even at one point said to her, I know this is not what you were expecting from me. This is definitely not what I was expecting because of the pandemic. There's nothing I can do. If you would like me to resign my position, I will do that, so you can find an employee who I think I said, so you can find an employee who is able to give this position the most time, something like that. And I reiterated to them that I'm a single mom and my son has to come first. Thankfully, they didn't ask me to resign and I didn't have to. And I've been back and things have been going as well as can be expected for me and amazingly for him. So at least one of us is having a great time and I'm glad it's him. But yeah, that was kind of my advice. I wanted to talk about the fact that you never think you're going to have to prioritize family or career. You think that's such kind of an old idea, or at least I did. I really thought, almost every mom's a working mom, so it shouldn't be a balance, like, it's a balancing act, like people say, but it shouldn't be a huge decision like work or child. There's room in my life for both, and even though I miss Harry terribly, I was on the verge of tears today from stress at work and then missing him. There shouldn't ever be a need to explain to someone that as a mom, my kid comes first and my job shouldn't be in jeopardy because of that. And to me, I guess it was a real eye-opening experience, and I'm sure that's why the universe placed it in front of me, was that I needed the eye-opening experience that things happen, like kids get sick or kids get exposed to coronavirus, potentially. He was tested. I should throw that out there. Harry did get tested twice, and he tested negative both times. The first time we tested him too early for it to be like accurate, so we tested him again, and both times he was clear. The second time he actually slept through the test, which I don't really know how you sleep through somebody sticking that up your nose, but he did, thankfully. And I got that time with him that I love having. Yeah, so it was interesting, but I don't know, it was weird for me to realize that we do still live in a time, and maybe it's different for parents in relationships who have like a spouse or a significant other of some kind who can take their child and split time. But it was weird and eye-opening to me that we still live in a time in this country and in this world where your job and your kid conflict, and where you could potentially have to resign your position because of your child, because your child has needs for your time and your focus. So that was weird to me. I actually had a child whose parents did not want her in my class because I was out. And the parents were told that I was out because my kid was exposed and he was in quarantine. And this parent was also an educator, and she pulled her daughter out of my class because I wasn't present. Air quotes, wasn't present. And that's just very weird to me. Like, you're a parent as well, and you're an educator, and you can't sit there with a straight face and tell me that you wouldn't choose your child every time. I don't know. I couldn't wrap my head around that. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how the rest of the year goes, because today, I don't know if I've said it, is September 30th, so I haven't even been in school. Actually, today I've been in school a month. And we've faced a lot of stuff in this month. So we'll see. Yeah, the other good thing about this job, as a complete side note, is it comes with health insurance, which was really important to me. And this health insurance is accepted by my fertility clinic. So I'm not saying that I'm going to get pregnant again anytime soon, but I'm not saying that. So I'm thinking about it, and I'm kind of figuring out where I'm at with my life. Yeah, so just another layer to add to my craziness, because Harry is going to be 2 in a couple months, and I don't know about you, if you are a single mom, or even if, whatever kind of mom or dad or parent you are, you can definitely comment like your kids' age gaps down below, because maybe we'll talk about that. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say, and then maybe we'll talk about that in another video. Because I have some thoughts on age gaps and some opinions on how I want my kids spread out. So maybe we'll talk about that. That could be fun. Now I'm just rambling. All right, I'm gonna go. But definitely, if you've had any experience where you've had, kid versus work conflict, or any big revelations in terms of balancing life and career as a parent, definitely drop those in the comments down below. I'd love to hear about them. And yeah, I think that's it. All right, guys, see you soon. Bye.